Do you ever picture your life without me?
Shawnee Houlihan is a singer-songwriter from Gloucester City, New Jersey. Writing songs about heartbreak and mental health, her raw approach to songwriting and her songs in general will connect to your personal experiences and leave you feeling understood. Shawnee has performed throughout the greater Philadelphia area and Atlantic City. In 2013, she appeared at the Key West Songwriters Festival. And after auditioning for many talent-seeking television shows, Shawnee decided to take matters into her own hands and record her own music and distribute it on her own. In 2016, she released her first studio album, called You Again, and recently, in 2021, she released her sophomore album called Side Effects, which was recorded in her own studio home. Shawnee Houlihan, you are definitely what's good in South Jersey. Shawnee Houlihan, hello.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Now that I've seen you, I'm having a few side effects. No, I'm just kidding. Pun intended. It's a bad joke. Weak joke. But we're here to talk about side effects. This album just came out like top of like March, mid-March, I would say, but it's very, very like recent. And I'm glad that it came up on my radar because I remember you had skills in school. I was like, man, she's got skills. And I was privileged enough to sit next to you in a couple of classes. So sometimes when you would hum, my ears would get a little bit bigger. And I just suck in all the melody and all the harmonies and stuff like that. So I wanted to definitely get into your album, your new project, Side Effects. 7 tracks, 7 songs of goodness, laced with melody and harmony. And first of all, let's start off. Now, I don't want to veer off the script, but why'd you call it Side Effects?
So I called it Side Effects just because I feel like I covered a bunch of different things. So it was basically to show like side effects of my past relationship as well as side effects of mental health and mental illness. So I feel like that kind of tied everything together into one.
Sure did, because this project is really, really intimate, I think. It's very transparent. And I was going to ask you, is it easy for you to articulate your emotions in your music? Is it easy for you to just go there and, just put yourself out there?
I want to say yes. I think that my songwriting approach is kind of raw. It's kind of tell it like it is, straight to the point. So I think that it's pretty easy for me to kind of dig into how I was feeling at that time, or if I'm writing a song based off something recent, it's really fresh. So I'm able to just kind of put a melody behind it. I don't think that my songs are very like storytelling-esque in the sense of metaphors and similes and things like that.
Really?
I think it's very just like straight from my point of view.
Okay. I was going to say, because I'm listening to it yesterday and also the day before, and I could see these songs of yours being like scripts. I could see it being like on TV. I can see it being definitely a theatrical version of Side Effects out there.
I mean, it's storytelling, but I mean, like, there's no metaphors in it, really. It's just me saying exactly what happened to me and telling that story, but just really straight from my heart and my brain.
Which leads me to the next question. Are your songs conversational? Would you categorize them as conversational?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, that's the goal. So that's what I'm going for. So I hope that they're conversational to the listener and that it kind of resonates with them, that they can feel like understood and they can feel comforted by it in a sense and be like, oh, wow, I'm not alone in this. This has happened to me as well. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I was going for.
Okay. I'm going to read some lines from Go. Okay.
Okay.
Would your dad be proud? Look at what you've done. Look what I've become. If you don't care that I'm there, if you don't need me anymore. These are all things I've definitely heard my girlfriend say to me, right? These are all things that I've heard and that I could visualize. I could visualize someone saying to another person. Also, with What Gives, how many times are we going to give this one last try? And he said, I don't give enough. These things, I can see a very heated dialogue between two people. So that's why I asked you if it's conversational on purpose or not, because like I said, the theatrical side of Side Effects, it's like, okay, who do you want? Do you want Julia Roberts here? Do you want Ryan Gosling here? Okay, so we're going to make this scene happen. Or whoever you choose maybe you'll be the starring role in your own in your own story, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely based off of actual events, and I don't think that anything is fabricated. These are all exactly what happened. And I think maybe a lot of it might seem like, wow, this is a lot, but like it definitely happened to me, and it was pretty exact to everything I've said. So yeah.
Got it. So if you don't mind sharing with me, because this is about, this is a lot of relationship talk. I could tell. And it's like, okay, so if you don't mind sharing one of the lessons that wasn't so easy to come by while you were in a relationship, whether it was just friends or whether it was romantically involved, but like, what was something that you picked up or a lesson that you learned just by dealing with people in general?
I've definitely learned that you can't change people. You can't hold on to the past and expect that person to be that person that you were in love with at a certain point.
Mm.
And that you really, no matter how much you give, no matter how much you love, you should never beg somebody to stay if they don't want to be there and if they're not reciprocating the feelings that you're providing to them. So I think that that is really important, that if something happens in a relationship that you are not happy with and that person is not willing to compromise with you, then it's not going to change, and that person does not deserve your time.
Thus go.
Yes.
Right? And I can't wait to get through these questions so I can hear you give us some of that song. Beautiful song. But speaking of, all your songs honestly are very good on this project. And you want to know my favorite is?
What's your favorite?
You may be put off by this because it's the title says All My Friends Are Dying. So it's like, well, how is that your favorite? But melodically, that's some of the prettiest melodies I've ever heard.
Thank you.
I was just like, wow, it sounds like you're really pouring yourself out on this thing. And I'm just like, wow, this is really transparent of her. Plus, it just sounds so good. Like I can feel myself crying. Yeah. And I didn't cry when I listened to it, but at the same time, I could see myself going there just because it's really intimate. So for the song, All My Friends Are Dying, you have a line that says, I never considered you an addict. You were just my friend. I wanted to know, was that about a person?
Yeah, I think it's about a couple people. So I've lost a lot of people to addiction and to mental health. And that's basically what this song is. Like, all my friends are dying and they're the only ones I've had. So I'm feeling some type of way. Is it my fault? Is there something I could have done better? You know, how do I make this heroin epidemic stop? I'm very passionate about it. So that line specifically is, I just think there's a really big stigma behind the word addict. And although my friends were and are addicts, I don't look at that. That's not how they're classified to me. They're my friend. They're my friend first. And I'm always going to view them as my friend, even though they are an addict. So it's basically just to say, like, no matter what, you're my friend. Like, I love you no matter what, and I want to help you through it. And in this instance, it's more of like, I'm really sorry that we lost the battle, because I just feel like I shared that battle with specific people and certain people. And now that they're gone, I just feel like we both lost. I feel like I kind of failed them in a sense. But I just want everyone to know that I have lost, and that is currently in recovery, that they're my friend first, and I will always feel that way about them.
In my professional opinion, and just from a non-biased listener, listen to that song first. 7 songs on there, but All My Friends Are Dying. If you like Shawnee's music, if you're into what she's doing artistically and musically, you'll appreciate her vocals on that, and you'll appreciate the melody and the emotion behind it for sure, because I know I did. Going forward, I want to read something to you.
Okay.
I hope I don't mess up this word, because it was not a tongue twister, but it was hard to pronounce. The definition of abscission?
Mm-hmm.
Amen. Okay. is natural detachment of parts of a plant, typically dead leaves and ripe fruit. Mm-hmm. So my question, because we have the song is called Abscission, right? How important is timing when it comes to relationships, romantic or not? I find that it's very crucial. But what do you think?
It's absolutely crucial. This song was actually, I mean, to tie it in with timing, I think that I wrote this song specifically about depression and seasonal depression, and how, you know, everyone looks at the leaves when they're changing colors, and not everyone, but a group of people will look at the leaves and be like, this is the best time of year. It's so pretty. I love it. They're taking pictures in front of these trees. But meanwhile, I'm breaking down because I have seasonal depression. I have full-time depression, but it gets worse when the seasons change. Mm-hmm. And I think like that relationship with yourself is super important in those times. I mean, at least to me. So that entire song is just about timing of seasons and and why people think that trees are beautiful. But if I cry and I have a breakdown, then I'm weak. The trees are beautiful, but I'm weak when I'm breaking down. So that's kind of where that song came from. And I just wanted to call it Abscission because I didn't want to name it like falling leaves or autumn or something. I wanted something that people would Google, and I feel like that's exactly what's happening. And that definition is coming up, and it's like, oh, that kind of makes sense.
I'm glad you broke that down, because I took it, you know, when I listened to it, I took it as not appreciating some people say the grass is greener on the other side. Mm-hmm. I was thinking like in a romantic relationship, and I was like, okay, so the things that naturally detach or go away. So I was thinking, okay, you know how you're in a relationship and, you know, just things just naturally fall off, and it's like, is this real anymore? It's like, not so much. Yeah. So that's how I was thinking. But now that I hear it from the actual author herself, the writer, now I get it. I get it now, and I like that reason better.
I like that take, though. That's a really good take. I'm glad that there's two different types of stories coming from that song. That's really cool.
Oh, you don't have to patronize me. It's okay. No, I'm just playing. Thank you, Shawnee. I appreciate that. You know what? I also appreciate you performing your song called Go. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Everybody, turn your TVs up, turn your cell phone up, whatever you got, and listen to Go, brand new single off the brand new project Side Effects from the one and the only Shawnee Houlihan. Take it away, man.
Do you ever picture your life without me? If it feels okay, then go, 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 go. If you don't care if I'm there, if it feels alright when I'm gone, just up and go. Do you ever replay the things would your dad be proud of the man you claim to be? Follow my tears to no point, and I'm always down your throat. Just up and go. Look at what you've done. Look at what I've become. You're gonna lose me. You're gonna lose me. You're gonna lose me. You're gonna lose me.
if you don't need me anymore. Just give me back my heart. And up and go. Just up and go. There it is.
You heard her. Just up and go. Just up and go. Just bounce. No, but honestly, yo, let me stop playing. I love it. And you sounded great. You sounded great. Like there's no dairy in your diet. Like there's no mucus. There's nothing going on. Like you sounded great.
I actually really love cheese, but I just didn't eat it yet today.
You crazy. All right, listen. Let's turn it up a little bit. Let's have a little bit of fun. So, Shawnee, you're on the island.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a deserted island, right?
Okay.
What's the album that you're taking with you just to pass the time?
Oh God. This is really hard, but I think like my go-to answer to this is always Vessel by 21 Pilots. It's actually hanging on the wall right there.
Dang.
Yeah, that's like probably my go-to. I think the lyrics are really comforting to me and the music is great. And I love Tyler Joseph so much. And I just think it's like a genius album. So I think that would be like my comfort. I wouldn't say comfort food, but my comfort music in that kind of situation.
Okay. Best piece of advice you've ever received?
Treat yourself better, I think. I think my mom always told me, like, don't talk about yourself the way you wouldn't want others to talk about you. And that has, like, kind of changed my life in a sense. I mean, I'm still battling with that, negative self-talk, and I think I always kind of will, but I think I always just remind myself, treat myself better. And I think everyone should treat themselves better in every situation. If you're in a relationship, someone doesn't want you, treat yourself better. And if you're at a job that doesn't treat you well, treat yourself better. So I think that's really important.
Dope. Tell me, favorite meal, something you'll never get tired of eating.
I really like tacos. I think that's like a generic answer. And I really like pierogies.
Okay. I never had a pierogi, but okay.
What? You're missing out.
I never had it. Yeah. You gotta take me to the pierogi store.
Yeah, I will.
Me
I'll make you some.
Oh, all right. Even better. Even better. Favorite place you love to travel to?
Well, okay, let's see. I'm not much of a traveler because I don't know. I just like don't love planes or long drives or anything. So
Tour bus.
What? Tour bus.
Tour bus.
I know, that would be lovely. I would say like this is generic, but the Jersey Shore, just because that's like kind of where I spent like my childhood. So there's like a lot of like really good memories there.
Mm-hmm.
But I would eventually really like to go to Australia. I have never been there, but I feel like that might be my favorite place to travel if I ever make it there.
Isn't Chris Hemsworth from there? Isn't Thor from there?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. All right. You might run into him. Okay. And last but definitely not least, dream collaboration. Who do you want to share the stage with? I don't care if they're dead. I don't care if they're, out there doing their thing right now, local, what have you. Who needs to share the stage with you, or who needs to write an awesome song with you?
This is like a really hard question for me, just because I have so many people that I look up to that I would want to partner with. So I'm going to give you two answers because I can't narrow it to one.
Okay.
First would be Julia Michaels, because I love her voice. Her songwriting is incredible. I just really think that her and I would write a really awesome song together, and we would sound really good together. And currently I'm super into Mod Sun, and he's like bringing back the pop punk sound. And I really kind of want to write like a pop punk album. So that would be like super, super cool. He's like working with Avril Lavigne right now. So I feel like it's kind of right up my alley.
Very nice. I'll have to look out for those guys. Okay. Well, Shawnee, thank you so much for making time. I know you're busy to come down here, sit with me, and just perform and, sharing your light with everybody. And everybody who's under the sound of my voice, go listen. It's streaming everywhere, right? Side Effects. I'm a Spotify guy. Don't judge me. But listen, go and listen, whatever you choose to listen to. Side Effects. Shawnee Houlihan is dope. You will not be disappointed. thanks again, Shawnee, for just coming down and chilling with us for a little bit, chilling with me for a little bit. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. You enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, and you are definitely what's good in South Jersey, just so you know.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye.